because I think it's fun, but I'm a weirdo who likes to do homework. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am Charity, and I'm here today to present to you another video. This one's a little bit random, a little bit crazy, but you know what? It's gonna be fun. Nevertheless, what we're gonna be doing in today's video is I'm gonna show you how to take notes. I am a college student, and I figured, why not show you guys how I take notes, my personal system for how I take notes in college lectures. If you're a high school student, you can still use this for your classes. When they talk to you, you can use this as a system, because really it's what happens after you take notes that's the key for my system anyway. So yeah, I'll just have to show you, and it's gonna be great. I'm super excited. I'm just showing you guys this, so maybe it'll spark a new idea. It took me about a semester to get this down. For me personally, I wasn't in a typical classroom setting throughout high school and middle school and elementary school. I was homeschooled, and then I went to a private school that didn't really use lecture type classes. I took notes out of books. I didn't take notes off of people talking to me. So whenever I got to college, it was kind of a tough transition. It took me a while, it took a lot of trial and error to figure out a good process of taking notes. But I figured one out. It took me about a semester, so I figured I would give it to you guys to do with it what you want to. I know it's about like a month, a couple weeks into the semester, depending on when you started. Some of you guys started like the beginning of January. I started the end of January, so it's about the third week for me. But I figure it's enough time that maybe you guys have gotten a system down, but maybe you guys are still trying to figure out if it's your first semester and you're just not quite getting the hang of something. Hopefully this will help you, because I know it helped me. I'm a very visual learner, so one thing I have, I use one color for each class. So today I'm going to be using pink. I'll be showing you guys my parts of my theater class notes and parts of my history class notes, just to show you guys kind of like how I use the different techniques in the same way, or the same techniques in different ways, if that makes sense. But yeah, so that's what I have for you today. It's gonna be great. Grab your coffee mugs, grab your phone and earphones. I'll show you guys what pens I use and what music I listen to. But yeah, let's get into it. Alright guys, so first I'm going to show you the type of music I listen to while I'm taking notes. So I just go ahead and go to Spotify, and the playlist I use is called Chill Lo-Fi Study Beats. It just has a lot of calming beats you can listen to. There's not any lyrics, so you can just kind of chill out and listen to the playlist without having to focus on anything else. It's really nice to have that to focus on while you're taking notes. So the eraser that I use to take notes is from Target. It was like 89 cents, super cheap, and it's just really simple to use, obviously. And then the highlighter I use is it's Sharpie brand. It's that clear head that I use that you can just see where you stop highlighting, and it matches perfectly with my pens, which for me is just great because I love to color coordinate things, if you didn't already know that. The pen that I use is the Papermate Inkjoy Gel 0.7. I will link those down below, all of these down below, if I can find them, because they are super nice. They're my favorite pens ever. And this pencil is the best pencil that you will ever use. And I'm gonna link that down below. It's the Sharpwriter with #2 lead. It's perfect, I love it. So yeah. All right, so first I want to apologize for how messy my handwriting is. It's pretty rough. But the first thing I do is write everything in the actual lecture. I accidentally started writing this as I would when it's finished, but I decided to just pretend like I'm actually in a lecture and write everything down. So I write everything in pencil. If they say section this off, I section it off. I have different, like if it's a numbered list, I number it. I bullet list, I put things in the margin. Just basically your basic outline structure of notes. And if you want me to do a tutorial on that, I can, but I'm just kind of skipping over it for this point. But yeah, so you're gonna go ahead and finish that. So once you finish that, you can go ahead and go to the library or something to review your notes. That's what I do. And I just go ahead and take my pen and I mark all of the little arrows and points under each section title. And if it's a key point, I put an asterisk by it. This applies to everything. And then in that definition, I go ahead and highlight it, and that's just terms and vocabulary. And again, I mark the additional info down below, just like any outline. And then my camera shut off, but basically I write the numbered list and pin, and I number the list, obviously. And then if there's a definition with one of the terms, I highlight that. Otherwise, I just write it in pencil and let it mark the numbers mark. I can't speak, I'm sorry. Yeah, and then I also just go back through, and if anything's light, because I do erase stuff a lot, I just make sure it's darker so that I can read it. And then I just go ahead and I use a bracket to mark off anything that might be grouped together, and then I highlight the title of that grouping, just like it says right there. I just go ahead and highlight that on the side. And also on the numbered lists, I do write the number in parentheses just for note card purposes. And then if there's any just phrases or small facts that your professor gives you, I highlight or I write in pen the important words that they want us to emphasize or remember. So you'll basically know, if they're oh yeah, this versus this, I would write the two words that are being compared in pen, if that makes sense. And then I also indent the second line and beyond whenever I'm writing. It just helps me keep everything in line and in order. It helps me remember stuff more easily. And then if there's a little extra thing they want us to add and I don't have room, I just put it in the margin with a little arrow pointing, and I put a star by it and kind of block it out so I can know exactly what it's talking about. And again, these can be used, these can be carried over in any form. I don't just use it for that specific thing, but it just works because, again, I end it the second line and beyond. So yeah, that's what I do. And again, I do a lot of erasing and rewriting just because it does help me remember everything easier, and that's why I have the bigger eraser. You don't have to do this at all. This is just what I do. This is what I prefer and what I found works best for me. And then the stuff I write in the indents, I do highlight that just because it makes it pop a little bit more. And then the next section is bulleted lists. And again, when I write the heading in pen, I erase the entire thing and rewrite it in the pen color of my choice. It just helps me remember that. It makes me go back and actually pay attention whenever I rewrite that. It's really important to rewrite stuff and just write things down in general when you're taking notes. And then I use the little arrow bracket thing again just to signify important info. And when there's important info or additional info added as a sub category for another important info, if that makes sense, you can see it. I indent it for extra info. That's a lot of information. I hope that makes sense. And then if there's any important things they want us to add, again, I'm just re-emphasizing that you should write everything in pen first and then go back with a pen and highlighter. It doesn't really matter how you do it, but this is the important factor that I've found helps a lot because you have to go back and rewrite everything. And then I abbreviate too. That's also very important. It helps you write everything faster when you're in a lecture. So yeah. This is what the finished outline basically looks like whenever I'm done with the lecture and going back over it after the lecture. So yeah, I really hope this makes sense to you guys because, again, I have a section title and everything underneath indented. And yeah, this system really, really helps, and I hope you guys end up using it. So for this next part, I'm just flipping through. Don't mind the coffee stains. Literally, I spilled coffee. That's me. I'm just going through quickly, and hopefully this isn't too fast, but just showing you how I actually use this. And I do integrate different parts in each like section. So like for here, I had a subcategory that was actually a bulleted list. So I just used different kinds, and there's another coffee stain. So yeah, that's great. And then here is my history notes. Basically each section was the date and the person, and then I had the list and bullets under that, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's how I do dates. Alright guys, I know this tutorial went kind of fast, but if you have any questions, feel free to message me on Instagram or comment down below your questions. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know I really love taking notes this way. I've done better on my tests since I've started doing this process. The system, I've started remembering stuff in classes better when they ask questions. My class participation has gone up because going back over my notes after I've already written it just like ingrains in my brain. I know it's a fact that even just writing your notes down instead of like typing it or like entering it into your tablet or whatever you use, if it's electronic, you don't remember it as well just because you're not having to physically write it down. Even if you type it and you go back and write it down, just that extra little bit really does help you remember it, and I know your grades will get better if you do it, because I personally, my grades got better once I started writing my notes in a pencil and pen and highlighter. It really does help. But let's get on to the mug of the week. I have this Walt Disney World mug. It's red. It has a 12 on this side with the little, I hope you guys can see this, with the little Mickey Mouse ears. It's from Disney World. And then this side has 2012 because this is the first mug we got when we first went to Disney World when I was 12. Yeah, and it has all the Disney characters. It has, let's see, it has Epcot, it has all the parks, right? Yeah. It has Epcot, looks like Magic Kingdom, it has the wizard hat, it has the Tree of Life, all the characters around it. I really like this, and it's big, it's great. It's great. But yeah, I know this video is a little bit different from what I've done in the past, but if you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I'm going to be doing some other videos. It's going to be really fun. I'm really excited for what I have planned for you guys. Also, hit that notifications bell so you can be notified whenever I post new videos every Thursday. Again, I'm sorry it's kind of late on a day after. Let me tell you guys, it's been a rough week, and I'm normally not late. It'll be back on time next Thursday. But yeah, I'll see you guys then. And remember, always stay caffeinated. Love you guys. Bye.